Okay, we're good.
Okay,
And we start.
voicing.
This is episode 5 of Tucson Dropsite thing, Bob stuff. We have chickens today because I'm lazy. Joining us today is Freaky, Dave Hat, Tony, disembodied squeaky arm of Woody, Mrs. Hat, who is trying to avoid the camera because things.
Wife is shy.
Okay, so today we are going to be covering the Orks Codex, which just magically appeared from its distributorship in whatever
Magic Land.
magic stuff.
Where's the whiteboard? I think it buried it in food.
Oh gosh, what?
Oh, there it is.
Why
There we
things?
go.
And that thing.
Mega knobs.
Mega noobs.
Let me see that.
Yeah, okay, fine. And we're not afraid of talking about other games because other games. So keep that in mind. But today's big release is Orks with a K. So, hey, Orks people who couldn't stop talking about Ork stuff.
Now talk about Orks.
Now talk about Ork stuff.
Do it.
Okay.
Ricky, first, go.
Alright. So, we have some peoples made their way up in the world. The Nubs, the Pain Boys, Captain Badruck, Boss, and Zagstruck all became, and the Mech, all became HQ choices.
Upgrade.
Yeah, they killed enough people.
They didn't kill them. They just moved them to supplementary codex. They went to plot box
Yeah.
with Marbo.
All right.
Yeah, they moved. And
Stop. You, go.
Aha.
Or Codex.
Mechs now operate like tech marines, so you buy an HQ, you can buy a mech now, you buy another HQ, you can buy another mech. Other cool things, the notable invuls in the game for Orks are the custom force field. Aside from that, there's not a whole lot. And what else? Feel No Pain is cool. Pain Boys Feel No Pain now stacks with Cyborg Body, which is now Feel No Pain.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Cyborg Feel No Pain 5, Feel No Pain Generic, Feel No Pain 6 stacks with that. Becomes Feel No Pain 4.
Yep.
All right, stop. Go. You're up.
Gasco Fracca joins the Stumpa in the Lord of War. Fuck you. In the Lord of War choices.
That's allowed because it's the internet.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at this book 1 second. It has a section for Lord of War choices.
Yes.
That's murders! Murders! Double murders!
Lord of War section. Okay. Congratulations.
Also, there is now in the books, I'm assuming it's not just going to be Orks, there is a formation page.
What?
Yes!
Because things.
And there is...
I love biscuits. One of these things.
I don't know if it's going to be for every codex that comes out, but in a detachment, there can be up to 3 HQs, 9 troops choices,
That's a ton.
yes, and 3 each of everything else except for fortifications and Lord of War.
So demons are special.
All right, now both of you, same time.
Okay. Weird Boys became awesome. They're 45 points now, and to be Psychers level 2, and then they get their own shot of stuff, which is awesome.
Yep. Ed, what am I looking at?
Show it to the
Psychic
other
powers.
Oh, second battle drive.
Yeah, we still need demonology.
You still get demonology, you still get force weapons. Pain Boys now have a force weapon too, so cool things.
Wait, does this mean that Orcs still summon demons?
Yes.
That's retarded.
You can have
It's
chaos
okay,
swords.
because-
How is that okay?
They
Well,
can become corks.
of course.
I don't want to hear that.
We already have one
It's
force
okay
player.
because this makes up for it.
Does it make
That's
it
alright.
hit
This is
4 Orcs?
this is way better than the demonology.
Yes, it is.
I mean, like, hey, cool. This one, give your orc +1 attack, just cuz.
3 Witchfire powers.
That means
Yeah,
our
about-
transports are scary.
And one of those is a Primaris.
Yeah.
Primaris.
Yeah, Primaris is an Assault 1 blast. I hear not having to hit is a good thing.
I heard
You know,
I heard
about
ballistic
that.
skill complaints are out the window now.
Yeah, really.
We've got a Blessing Warpath.
Yeah, it's good things.
All models in the Psychers unit have the Here We Go special, which replaced WoW.
You mean all orcs?
all orcs. They have the
They give +1 attack.
+1 attack.
Not a sponsorship.
By the way, how do you guys think this is going to stack up? Let's start with the other big books. So, Spock Marines.
I think orcs will do reasonably well. They didn't get too much. They didn't get too much of their face kicked in by losing their morale abilities. They just got knocked back
I
to
completely
normal.
disagree because not having fearless, that's a huge kick in the dick. And not having
There are
leadership.
mushrooms on the tree.
I know.
Score
But,
producer.
whatever. But and not having a morale equal to your that may have a morale equal to your
Numbers.
numbers. It's butts.
Yeah, but I mean, in order to get them down to their reasonable leadership, you have to knock them down to 7 orcs. How hard is it to get them to 7 orcs?
How about those t-shirts, Saves?
Not very, because
I don't know
I
about
know
you.
this is heresy and everything, but I didn't really like it. Well, you know me, I like my bikes.
But speaking of that, the new Here We Go chart. Every time you fail a morale check, you roll on this cool chart. On 1, you don't care. You simply do not care.
Okay.
You do if you're not in combat.
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah. If you're locked in combat, no care. If you're in combat, okay, you have to care now. What else? 2 through 3 is if you have a character, then you suffer D6 Strength 4, and then AP dash, which is cool because you still get T-shirts. And then if you decide to go that route, or if you go that route, then you pass the morale check. If not, you fail the morale check. And then 4 through 6, if you got 10 or more models, and then you suffer D6 Strength 4 AP dash, and then counts as passing. Yeah. If the unit has 10 or less models, then it fails.
Less than.
Yes, less than 10. Sorry. So if you still have 10 or more models and you're getting shunted by Baneblades, then you got bigger problems than morale. But if you get shunted by a Basilisk and it takes out 6 of your orcs, 7 or 8 of your orcs, then you only have to deal with 12.
All right, so basically that's the cure for you. Tau and things like that.
Yeah.
The tau can make them cause leadership tests all they want. Filter destruction and pinning. Are they going to suck the pinning, or is they apply that chart?
Pinning is covered in the chart.
All right, so
Morale.
orcs don't give a crap about tau firepower and pinning?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, about that.
Should we talk about the traits table while we're on this page?
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, every unit with the Here We Go special rule can re-roll a single dice when determining charge range.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Half Fleet, orcs.
Yeah, we lose fleet. That's nice.
You didn't lose fleet, you just got half. That's okay.
You imagine that discussion when they're like, "Oh, you're always making your charges. Boo! Let's give you half fleet."
Yeah.
Compromise.
Real quick thing, touching on charging. If you go by the detachment, being all, I forget what it's called.
Fancy formation.
Fancy formation. You have this fancy
When we get in Arizona.
thingy in which the greenskin hordes. Every unit with 10 or more models in this detachment gains the Hammer of Wrath special rule in any assault phase in which it successfully charges an enemy unit, and the dice roll for its charge range is 10 or more.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
if they extra long charge,
Yeah,
which means
you don't need to be able to go that distance, just as long as you roll it. You could be 2 inches away and still get it.
All right.
That's kind of cool.
And if you're reduced below 10 models during Overwatch and dangerous terrain, you still get it.
I think it's hilarious that so I'm looking at this page and I'm noticing the melee weapons, and normally it's got in the Marines book, there's a list of weapons that are in the big rule book. This has close combat weapon listed in the big book. Everything else is here.
Yeah. Yeah, normally the list is 14 entries long and
Yeah. Yeah, like Power Fist, Thunder Hammer, Bolt Gun,
So it like,
etc.
straight up describes like Choppa. It's
Yeah.
not close combat weapon.
Yep.
That's cool.
No.
Alright, so how easy is this book to get a hold of? Let's say I'm starting 40K. What are we doing here? Is this recommended or not recommended for the player?
I think the format of the book changed in that it no longer has the fluffy section and then the build your army section as a nice, neat little set of list entries. This gives it to you all in one.
Yeah, it's all in data pages.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like points cost is up there in corner.
Show them.
And then
Look at
it's got,
the fancy new page
and
format.
then it's got all of the background stuffies,
Oh, the poop.
That's
and then the unit profile right underneath it, and special rules all on the same page. So it's not like the old Eldar book where
Unit
you got to
type.
flip back and forth.
That was kinda
faction.
dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dude Man, thingamabob, all
Yeah.
their stat thingies,
kind of
and
cool.
other stuff. I was randomly pointing.
So I think if you're a veteran that's just looking, that's picking up the new Ork book for the same time, that's gonna strike you as a what? Wait, where's the armor section? But if you're a new player and it's the first time seeing it, then you just kind of go, oh, that's really cool. All right, sweet. Where's my things go? And then it's new
special
read.
weapons separate from the entries. It was weird.
Yeah, but everybody does that now.
Well, yeah, but I hadn't even looked at other books.
Remember, the Ork book has always been a pile of weirdly formatted, but
Yeah, but it's fine. Oh, and
Yeah. So get a post-it note and put it on page 53 because you flip back and forth that a lot.
Alright.
That's the war gear list. So.
Alright, Ork guys and girls, we're going to cut you off here for a second. It's time to
Ork
talk about
guys.
some hobby projects.
yeah,
Mr. Ed, what do you got?
I got two fancy things at the auction. They're somebody's old fancy things, but that's where the auction goes. But I'm going to be adding 2 super heavies to my collection, which will be this one, Arcarius Vulcan, and the Arcarius main battle tank. Yay, Forge World goodies. Nom 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 nom. Oh yeah, this flamer gotta get glued back on. But yeah, that's what that looks like. I'll get some paint on them.
That's
you know.
shiny.
Well, they're shiny because they need to be cleaned off. But yes.
No, I'm
Oh yeah, very shiny.
shiny bits.
Both versions. Also, I just started painting up my Zombicide kit. Love the game. It's like the best zombies or survival horror board game there is, as far as I'm concerned.
And how many zombies did you pull out last night playing?
I got primer on all the zombies.
And how many did you end up painting last night? How many zombies are there?
I was working the counter at the same time.
Uh-huh. So there's like, what, 50 zombies?
That's a lot.
Like 70 zombies?
A lot.
Okay.
It's gonna take.
It might take a while.
Like, is there 1 0 or is there 2 zeros?
It's 2 big trays and then a little side tray with the abomination and But I was going a little bit more than slapdash quality on them, so
The
they're
zombie business did look pretty good.
yeah they're pretty snazzy. While you talk about it, I might as well grab one, but whatever.
Well, some of us around the shop here, both on and off premises, have projects we're working on. Thanks to new edition coming out, I finally narrowed down my projects. So I have been building Astrobots for that up. Those of you who do Forge World, you pretty much already know what I'm talking about. But part of that project was trying to figure out how to deal with it. The goal, that's my half-painted squad being shown off to you right now, with the project in process. And the goal is to paint 4,500 points of Astrobots and allies, and then play through the Battle of War with them painted. And me and Tony here have already played through the Battle of War once when I first started collecting them. But let's put it this way. The various stages can be daunting. I'll put it in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. My army started off out of our bits box in the store. I mean, there's like, screws and crap, and like dead rhinos and all kinds of stuff in here. And I no joke built all my models from whatever was just laying around in the bits box. After I got it put together, I went ahead and did customization on as many different models I could, because when you build an army that's taking forever, then I might as well enjoy it. And that's when I found interesting models like this gentleman.
He also said that the cable cost like $20.
The hat.
So this is what happens when you build something out of this box. Mr. Jingasa there, he came to me without a hand and without a hat and his broken wolf pelt. But you know what? At least I could tell him out of my army.
Yeah. There was a fancy reason why I got the parasol hat.
Yeah, the parasol hat actually came from a challenge I did with one of our other regulars. We had like a 3-match challenge. And the objective markers were little parasols from Malifaux. And so I glued it to the top of his head and called it a day. Alright, but after I built the army, I was dealing with, I have Titans, I've got tanks, I've got troopers from at least 3 different companies. They're like, some of them got painted, and I, like Ed, we gotta work a counter, we gotta do a thing. So the tray we just showed you is 500 points. It's 498 points the way I've got it set up. And it is one of 3 500-point different clumps I have in the army for the first 2,500 points. And what I'm doing is I'm painting up the trays with the models, going over my old models again, making sure they're all up to date on my paint schemes. I'm taking junk rhinos and I'm turning them into pretty rhinos.
By pretty, I mean, the paint is in fact pretty. You got to explain your weapon loadout on this thing because it's a pile of crazy sauce.
You're looking at the Rhino Hurricane. That was a Melticane in specific. In order to get that Rhino, you play Chaos Space Marines. And when you play Chaos Space Marines, it gives you interesting weapon options. Now, your Rhino comes with a Spotlight, a smoke launcher, and a combi bolter. You can add a second combi bolter, and you can add a combi weapon of any type, including combi Melta. I also added a Havoc launcher using the old Space Marines one, using the Wizardwick cow testers. So everything that is a weapon that is mounted on that vehicle is shown. Yep. It's also ridiculous because you get 2 guys firing out the back, and I have a Tech Marine and a good friend of his fire out the back. That is up to 4 melted guns, 2 combi bolters, and a Havoc launcher coming out of that Rhino. It's pretty nice stuff.
Which happen to be poisoned if you're a Valkyries.
If I take Arminius, that's a whole different thing. You can't take Chaos Rhinos. That's the trick. That's the other part about the project, is when you're looking at it, you'll note I'm saying I'm playing out of Chaos. And Afterclaws are a Space Marine check. But the trick is, when I build an army, I build it complete. Now, the Afterclaws start as Space Marines. Okay?
Space dudes.
They have a Forge World PDF download for free that gives you their special rules. They're basically like a Diet White Scars with a different twist on it. The guys are awesome, they fight well, they have good allies, they got a good list in here. It's badass. But I'm working backwards. I like to go from where they ended up and work backwards. From the Chaos book, here in Blackheart, all of that in here. Now, this isn't where it ends. In the other room, I also have the Bad of War books, thank you, Tony, by the way. And I intend to make an army list with models at 7,500 points that uses either A, B, or the Bad of Book C. I also have a guard book on its way from my personal collection, so. It's a versatile army of models that I can use in many different ways for any campaign stuff I got going on in the store. And if anybody ever calls me on my rules, I can only say, if this is the book I'm using today, these are the models I got. They're pretty beautifully painted. Let's play a damn game. We have some model reviews. Not model reviews, stuff reviews. Alright, cool. So, remember those GW tools came out a while back?
Tools!
Alright, well, we actually had customers come in and actually give me some reviews of them in the last week and a half. As far as we can tell, one of their tools is different than their other tools. Okay? Go ahead and let me see that one. Put that down. Those over here. Right, let's see this one. This is a drill vise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the drill vise is $26 American retail. This drill vise is a drill vise.
Yeah, pin vise.
You can buy that for $8 at Ace Hardware. It is high quality, great stuff, good grip, won't fall apart on you. Does not have a warranty, but it is $26, so it's really hefty thing.
Now, in comparison, remember that the pin vise that I had with the the automatic one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think it's done good.
All in all, it doesn't stack up for its price in the market. You buy 2 drill vices of equal quality from your standard hardware store or from a hobby shop. However, if you like GW products because of the reliability, there's no reason why paying $13 extra is a bad thing for you. Next up, the files. These files, how much are they? $18 for 2 files. I like to point out, $11 for 10 files. What your standard is in the hardware store. Also, if your hobby shops, probably about $5 for $11, $12, things like that. This one, $2, 2 files for $18. This one was a loser. It was a big loser. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to slam on a Game for a Truck product, but 2 files, $18, that is kind of laughable. Nobody was really excited about the files. I still have all but one of my originals. On to the next one. This one's actually a little bit closer to time. It's also $18, right? 25. It's $25. This is $25 for 3 sculpting tools. Now, the trick with sculpting tools, you probably figure out, you can find a dime by the dozen sculpting tools for about as cheap as I've noted with the other products. However, good quality sculpting tools can kind of get pricey. For the price of the 3 sculpting tools, the middle one being kind of an exception because, you know, a plastic shovel is still a plastic shovel no matter how you cut it. Yep. But especially the 2 tools on the end. For what I pay for those for high quality, I pay at least $10 to $15 a piece for a good quality.
This is not a bad box.
No, it's actually not a bad box at all. It actually gets on par, good review, even for me, and I suck at sculpting, so I break everything. The one that got the best reviews out of everything, by far, landslide, no questions asked. It confused me at first, but then I actually had to really take a look at it, and I realized that Games Workshop's a gaming and modeling company, which means they work with a lot of chemicals and abusive abrasives and things like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they had laced the entire box with opiates. It will cause you euphoric experience, and it will cause you to want to come back and buy more Games Workshop product if it continues to give you that experience. The reason why I say this is this is very high quality clippers. Don't get me wrong. It's full tang, double reinforced clippers with a really good head. Honestly, these are $20 clippers. Yeah, they're selling them for $30, and people love them. People come back and get more of them. People offer me their firstborn children, blood, or anything else to get them. They don't do that for any of the other tools.
The place I've found the best to get them is out of the $75, the starter, the hobby starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the box, the new paint set that comes in yellow. And the reason it's such a good deal is it comes with a reasonably good brush. It's a brush that's between a base coat brush and a detail brush, so the starter brush, with a reasonably fine tip. And then it comes with 13 paints that you will generally use every time. Also includes some every wash in there, the Algorix Earthshade. And then comes with and then comes with a set of clippers and some what is that, Midheim turf, which is the cool little grass sprigs that you don't have to get static grass everywhere. Yeah, those things are awesome. You squirt the super glue, stick it on, instant static grass. The only thing I regret about that thing is it comes with the thick plastic glue. I hate plastic glue because I'm a converter, so that stuff goes right out the window for me. Yeah, because it essentially melds your models together.
I'm not a big plastic glue by myself. I'm always stuck with the super glue, even filler and gel, because like the Zap and the C8+, those just do it for me. I'm not a really good sculptor, but I don't like plastic glue because that stuff is nothing but a mess.
Yeah, the downside to plastic glue is if you're gonna have that model and you want that model to be stuck together forever, and you plan on throwing it against the wall, awesome, have at, use plastic glue. If you plan on converting at any time at any point in the future, don't buy plastic glue, because plastic glue will essentially fuse your model together.
Or if you're not using plastic, like if you're using clay.
Also, if you decide to use
gum
less obvious materials to make your models, then plastic glue will not work either. But that's my whole spiel on plastic glue. Anywho, buy those clippers; they're good.
Clippers, good.
In comparison to other clippers, I was looking for the blue handle flush ones that I have.
I actually using those the other room. Sorry.
Whatever, no big deal. These operate like flush clippers, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, like the older, they're essentially the replacement for these, as opposed to the giant. I'm going to murder my models with this diagonal cutter that shouldn't be ever used for models.
Oh, I have my stuff.
But yeah, I like flush cutters a lot. I use screw cutters normally. That's that blue set that is floats around here.
Gotcha.
But those I got from like Kent's. Yeah, Kent's for like $6.
Damn, that's a deal for them.
Yeah. Maybe we'll splash some of those in here. What we're paying for essentially is convenience. Oh, look at those fancy things.
Yeah. But the thing I like,
it's too late.
The thing I like about it, if you prick yourself with it, you suddenly get the mysterious urge to buy Space Marines. I don't know why.
They sell me Space Marines.
But the thing I like about it is the side profile is incredibly thin.
Yeah, it is a lot thinner than I was
So you can get really, really close cuts on your models.
Yeah, that's the problem with the pair I have. They're like a yellow pair I got here, I think.
Yeah, the problem with most cutters is that they're fairly thick, and then they cut wedges into your model. So if you're like looking to remove a hand from an arm,
you're doing not just the hand, but also like mid arm.
Yeah, it'll then I mean, the way these cut is they cut with minimal damage to both sides of the model, not just one side.
Nice.
So when you cut, if you were cutting off like a hand, normally you end up with a hand with a nice flat flush, and then a nice big triangle where that hand used to be.
Yeah, as opposed to like the old ones.
Yes.
They have a lot. The old ones have a lot steeper angle going into them. These are a lot more acute angles on top of each other. So
yeah, they are really, really, really nice. I would highly recommend them.
As opposed to giant wedges.
as opposed to wire cutters.
Oh yeah, these are
wire cutters.
Nope.
All right. Also, resolutions from past weeks and a request to our viewers. 2 requests, actually. Number 1, thank you, world, internet, and otherwise, for giving me Ben back. If you noticed, you watched last week's episode, you realized that we were in a bit of distress because my regular Games Workshop rep had, what do they call it, walkabout, wandered off, vacation. Crocodile, yeah. I don't know what vacation means, so we'll have to figure that out. But he finally came back, and let me tell you, I missed him. The first week back, he corrected every single problem I had over the last few weeks he was gone. So, Ben, if you ever become a viewer, yes, you'll probably hate the fact that I'm mentioning your name, Ben, on the internet, but you know what? For people named Ben who are on my Games Workshop rep, I appreciate that you exist.
We've come to the conclusion in this store that we need to personify our distributors, because leaving them as the ether that sits over here and doesn't bring things in allows the wrath to be pointed towards them. Yeah. But when they do good stuff, also known as Ben, we praise you.
Passing the buck's part of the art of the game. For instance, what are we going to have, if we were to act it out, what actor would you pick to be Alliance? I think Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah, he's the one that jumps in at with the inappropriate 9/11 joke.
Oh yeah.
I could believe evil exist.
And the thing is,
Poorly timed
we have all kinds of distributors that do all kinds of stuff. But for when you do good, that's absolutely right. Awesome. When you do bad, oh, good.
Yep.
Right.
We have to project.
The other thing is the 2 questions we have for you, the viewers. Number 1, there's not enough of you. We demand you go out, find friends, and get them to at least watch one of our videos once, and make them press the like button at the very least. We will be starting a following a cult, and eventually we hope to formulate our own rule-aid. So if you're going to get on it now, because we're serving by subscription, or by date, or subscription. So get your friends on it. We're actually pretty good at this now. We yell at a TV and it goes to the internet. Amazing.
It's almost like it's hard. And if we do really good, we could probably get Kool-Aid sponsored by Monster.
And the biggest question is we're going to give you another avenue to contact us. If you're a little shy about putting stuff online on Facebook, YouTube, yada, 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 if you don't want to post anything on YouTube yourself, go ahead and email me. As the host of the show, I take everything and filter it to him. That's hatsgames@gmail.com. HATSGAMES @gmail.com. Just make it be known in your title heading you're talking about Tucson Dropsite, and we'll be ready to take care of any questions or anything you want to tackle on the show. Leave some freaking comments, people.
Comments good.
Yay! Another day that we don't get white dwarf. You'll see an episode where we talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about, as opposed to what we might want to talk about.
Take that, guy who was not Ben.
Yeah,
not Ben.
Ben's replacement.
God.
I mean, we don't have a problem talking about these other games that we enjoy, L5R, Malifaux, all these other good things.
Subscriptions are welcome.
This is what I have to say, Ben's replacement.
Yeah.
Wasn't that your codex?
That was old.
That was a codex as of 3 hours ago.
Oh?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Ed?
Show off shiny or something.
Show off shiny?
Okay.
Yeah. What?
You have zombies.
Oh yeah, last week Malifaux Companion. if you participate, we got a Facebook group. Come and yell at us, whatever. You can add something to the town. The town is actually a physical thing that we're kind of doing. Yeah. And it's henchman only, or henchman level stuff only. So 25 points next month. New lists and new shenanigans. It's all story mode, so it's really kind of cool. Oh, here's the town. Oh, look, it's a town. We use that stuff that's obviously, for its use.
We can thank Mr. Frank, who's our tech support geek guy, to be able to get this done. Frank's also the man running the entire show for the Malifaux campaign. He's a roving badass, so we're very happy to have him.
And an official henchman.
Oh, and he is now official henchman. So if you're in the greater Tucson area and you need access to Malifaux henchmen, you can come harass Frank. And if you harass him too much, we'll hide your body in a ditch somewhere. But if you do it just enough, doctor, then he'll give you the proper answers in a timely fashion.
I will doctor you again. I will doctor you again.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Mac. Come here. For anybody who's doing historical wargaming in the Tucson community, I'm going to plug this guy. Mac, that's the internet.
Interbutts.
Oh my God! And they just saw me give you a hug.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do this. Let's do this right.
Wait, what? Alright, so, Flaming for War, Historical Wargaming, Dr. McAney's in. He's here to take care of you. So, leave your comments. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Be good about it. Be quick about it. Yell really loud. I don't mind all chaps if need be.
Yep.
Alright, peace.
Bye-bye. Things.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were on the internet. I wouldn't have doctored
We're still on
everybody.
the internet, so that's
Oh,
awesome.
great. That's wonderful.
Yep. Still, I'm gonna leave this being awkward. Bye. Hey, hair flip.
Hair flip?
Oh, get the. Oh, no, lower.
No,
lower,
no, no.
down.
Get down there.
Lower. Give us some metalhead. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That should end up pretty short.
Yeah, that really should. It's like a moment of zen. All right, we're out.